Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing good and you're all safe and healthy at home. To all the new faces out there, let me introduce myself. I am Jimmy TR and I'll be dealing biology for you. Hope you're all ready. So let's begin with the first lesson in biology, that is chapter 5 in your textbook, the fundamental unit of life. Which is the fundamental unit of life? Yes, cell. Cell is the fundamental or the basic unit of life. The unit from which the whole living organism starts its life. The basic unit, cell. We have already learned some things about cell in 8th standard. Some important things like what are the different types of cells, what are the differences between plant cell and animal cell, what is the structure of cell, some basic things we have learned. In this lesson, here in 9th, we'll be studying a little more in detail. So, let's start with the definition of cell. Cell can be defined as the structural and functional unit of life. Why is it called so? Why is it the structural unit of life? Or why is it the functional unit of life? It is called the structural unit of life because all living beings, let it be plants, animals, microorganisms, whatsoever, all living organisms start as a single cell or are made up of cells, or the structure is made up of cell. That is why they are called the structural unit of life. Now, then why is it called the functional unit of life? You have already learned that our body conducts a lot of functions like respiration, nutrition, excretion, reproduction, etc. There are lots of functions. Even our single cell is able to do all these functions. Excretion, nutrition, reproduction, respiration, all these functions can be done by a single cell of our body. All the cell has the capacity to do all these functions. That is why it is called the functional unit of life. Okay, so cell can be defined as the structural and the functional unit of life. It was Robert Hooke in the year 1665 who discovered cell in a cork slice, which were actually dead cells. Leeuwenhoek in the year 1674 discovered living cells in pond water using his improved microscope. Robert Brown in the year 1831 discovered nucleus in the cell. Purkinje in the year 1839 called the fluid part of the cell, which includes the cytoplasm and the nucleus, as the protoplasm. Now let's see what is cell theory. Cell theory was actually proposed by two scientists, Schleiden and Schwann. According to them, all organisms are made up of cells, and cell is the basic unit of all living things. Now, apart from these 2 points, another scientist called Rudolf Virchow added one more point to this cell theory, that all cells come from pre-existing cells. That means all cells are coming from an old cell, or all cells form from already existing cells.
To do the experiment, we require cover slip, glycerine, glass slides, onion, watch glasses, distilled water, saffron in solution, forceps, brush, needle, compound microscope, blotting paper, and a dropper. Procedure: pour some distilled water from a bottle into a watch glass. Take half a piece of onion and remove leaves from the onion piece. Remove a piece of transparent onion peel with the forceps. Put the epidermis into a watch glass containing distilled water. Take some saffron in solution using a dropper. Put a few drops of saffron in solution into another watch glass. Using a brush, transfer the peel into the watch glass containing saffron in solution. Keep the epidermis for 30 seconds in saffron in solution so the peel can become stained. Take the peel from the saffron in solution using the brush and put it in the watch glass containing distilled water. Using a dropper, take some glycerine and put 2 to 3 drops of glycerine in the middle of a dry glass slide. Transfer the peel to the slide containing glycerine using the brush. Take a cover slip and place it gently on the peel with the help of a needle. Remove the extra glycerine using a blotting paper. Take the glass slide and place it under the compound microscope. View the slide under the compound microscope. Observation: a large number of regularly shaped cells are lying side by side. Each cell has a distinct cell wall. A distinct nucleus is present on the periphery of each cell. Lightly stained cytoplasm is observed in each cell. A large vacuole is present in the center of each cell, surrounded by the cytoplasm. Conclusion: as cell walls and large vacuoles are clearly observed in all cells, the cells in the observations are plant cells. Precaution: use a brush to transfer peel from one apparatus to another. Staining of the peel should neither be too dark nor too light. Extra glycerine stain should be removed by using blotting paper.
Now, what are unicellular and multicellular organisms? All organisms which have a single cell are called unicellular organisms. And all organisms which are made up of more than one cell are called multicellular organisms. And in unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium, etc., that single cell is able to do all the functions that is required for the survival of that organism. Now, different cells have different shape and size. For example, look at the cells that are present in our human body. You can see that the shape of different cells like the blood cell, the nerve cell, the sperm, ovum, etc. are all very different. The shape and size actually depends on what kind of function they perform. In all multicellular organisms, division of labor is seen. Division of labor means there are different parts of the body which perform different function. Like we have the heart to pump blood, we have the stomach to digest food, and so on. So each organ is given a particular function. That is called division of labor. This division of labor is also seen in each single cell, because in each cell we have small components called cell organelles which perform particular functions. You'll be seeing the different cell organelles and their functions in this lesson.